watching the playoffs and not being in the playoffs is itself it creates that fire in me, just wanting to be there and wanting to be in that environment, watching how exciting it looks on TV, just watching how, how the world talks about it, how, you know what I mean? It's that gets me going, just watching games. So for me, I think, watch especially guys that I know and that I played against and played with on the same teams, doing their things. I love it for them. Like, I'm never going to hate on their success, but at the same time, it's like, all right, like, I gotta be up there with these dudes.
They say third time's a charm, and we're about to find out because this is episode 3 of Laces Out. That kind of rhymes, bars. I'm already starting off on a good note here. I'm Ashley Nicole Moss. This is Jarrel Harris. We have a dope show today. We're gonna talk the biggest international star in the NBA. I took a little trip to the West Side to talk to Marvin Bagley III. And we're also joined by a special guest. The man, the myth, the legend. He has a superstar name, but he's not quite a superstar. Dakota London is in the building. Clap it up for Dakota.
Shout out to my mom. She said this day was going to come. She's like, boy, you're going to be on TV. This is not fully TV, but we're going in the right direction.
We getting close. We inching our way
Ashley,
there.
thank you for your polite introduction. I greatly appreciate it. But I don't want to waste any time, so let's get right to the topics. So, shout out to Giannis. Nike just released the Zoom Freak 3s. So, shout out to Giannis. Big ups on him. I'm getting his third release of his shoe. And it begs the question, international star. Who is the biggest international star in the NBA today? Jarrel, you go first.
My answer is Luka.
Is that because he's a Jordan guy? You're such a snob, Jarrel. You are such a snob.
People, I love all brands. Please, listen. All brands, talk to me. But Luka, he's 22. He's a guard. Plays in Dallas. Such a great market. I'm not going to say he's better than Milwaukee or not. I don't want people coming after me.
Listen, one thing I know about Bucks Twitter, they will come for you. So, nice save there.
But Luka's on the cover of 2K. He's only 22, so he's going to be the heir apparent to, like, the NBA, like, legacy. He's going to be the face of the NBA soon. So, I have to give it to Luka.
Love Luka. Obviously, a lot of love for Dallas. How about them Cowboys? But I have to say that Giannis is my pick. First of all, the 2-time MVP has had enormous success in the postseason in such a short amount of time in his career, especially this past season. And I think also he's a cool hybrid because he has a European factor, living and being from Greece, but his heritage is Nigerian, which is obviously in Africa. But I think it's cool to have him be an international star from 2 totally different types of cultures.
I just see Luka as more relatable right now.
Why?
Because he's younger, and if you was to put out 2 sneakers from Giannis or Luka, I think kids are going to gravitate more towards Luka.
Well, that's because he's with Jordan, but that's not necessarily because he's Luka.
Nike's not bad at all.
Of course, but I think Jordan, just having the name Jordan and knowing, the vibe of Jordan and where it is in sneaker culture, when you have that
But
back
I
in
just see it as like Giannis, he's relatable personality-wise, yes, but he's like a freak, like athletically.
Yeah.
Kids can't look up to that really.
But that's not fair because kids look up to LeBron, they looked up to Jordan back in the day, and although, Jordan wasn't like a freak of nature, the things he did on the court were definitely freaky. And LeBron,
LeBron's a specimen.
LeBron is a physical specimen. There are not a lot of people walking around looking like LeBron James. It doesn't make him any less likable or relatable.
But that's why I like Steph so much. Like, my nephew is gonna be like, I want Steph Curry's because he's relatable. They see him, they see themselves in him. So that's why.
Well, listen, that's why we have a third party here to determine, the winner of the debate. I already know it's going to be me, but Dakota, go ahead and give me the trophy.
Listen, my entire job is to give an honest, objective response.
Oh
Ashley thinks, for whatever reason, that she wins every debate, and already she's wrong because I'm actually going to go Jarrel.
Oh, come on!
The relatability aspect is huge. And look, when you look at Luka, Luka's not crazy athletic. Luka, people compliment the fact that he looks like he's moving extremely slow and still gets to the spots he wants. Kids can relate to that, so I'm gonna have to go with Luka.
What is the best shoe for or of the summer?
Of the summer, I'm gonna go with the marketing genius Travis Scott. Like the Air Jordan 1 Fragment joints.
Oh, it's a Jordan. There's a surprise shocker. Oh my God.
So I'm gonna go with Travis. When has he missed? I don't think he's missed yet. You're probably not gonna be able to get these shoes, but I dig them. I like them a lot.
I'm gonna go ahead and not be a snob.
There you go.
Because I'm not.
Look how she's dressed,
I'm
Candace.
like a
Look how
regular
she's dressed.
Well, this is not a snob. This is
This
round
is a
the
snob
way.
look.
This is round the way excellence, because you know me, I'm Ashley from the block. But anyway, I like the dunks. I think the cool thing about the dunks is they give you that retro kind of vibe. The dunks kind of just emerged out of nowhere, you know, the resurgence of the sneaker. I think it just, like I said, it gives you that nostalgic feeling that I kind of feel like, just when I think nostalgia, I think of the summer for some reason. It's just being outside, and now that we're opening up again, the world's back to normal to a degree. It's going to the courts, it's going to the park, it's going to, you know, outdoor functions, whether it's a barbecue or hanging on the block. And there's nothing cooler than some dunks with some high ankle socks, or, you know, however you want to style them, maybe some shorts or like a t-shirt, dress, or whatever.
You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with the
at all.
dunk. Yeah, I mean, and they're hard to get now, which is kind of
It's
annoying.
ridiculous,
Because
but-
it used to be real easy to just walk into the mall and grab a pair, but you know, that's the name of the game. So
I do want to know what Dakota thinks. So
Well, listen, a broken clock is right twice a day, and Ashley, it's your turn. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say the dunks. I think the dunks are definitely the shoe of the summer. They've been the shoe of the summer for me. I've spent a substantial amount of money on dunks for the summer, and then dunks have like so many colorways that it just makes it perfect. As my wife likes to remind me, I like having my thighs out, so the dunks make it happen.
okay, Saquon, like with the quads out, like whatever. Okay, so this East Coast girl took a little trip to the West Side to kick it with Marvin Bagley III of the Sacramento Kings. We got to talk about his partnership with Puma, his music, of course, basketball, and, you know, some other things that are lurking around on social media. Take a look. Puma.
Yep.
Puma athlete, Puma basketball. Cool names under the brand. You have LaMelo,
Yeah.
you have RJ Barrett, you have yourself, Skylar Diggins, WNBA.
Yeah.
What is it about Puma that intrigues you to join the names that I just mentioned?
For me, it was about, you know, when I first signed, it was about doing something that was different. Like, just trying to do something that everybody else wasn't doing, and most importantly, taking care of my family and put myself in a position to do that. And Puma was a great opportunity, you know, for me to kind of come in and do my music, and they let me just be who I am.
Yeah.
And still, you know, rep the brand and have Pumas on while I'm doing all of that. So, I think just the opportunity to just to be free and just be who I am, and they supported it all from the jump. So that was a big thing for me, and that's what made me, you know, want to sign with Puma, and you know, I'm glad I did.
Why do you have such a confidence in this brand and not in an existing brand that's kind of already showcased their record? The record's there.
The main thing for me was coming into this and trying to just do something special. And Puma was the best opportunity for me to do that. You know, you had a lot of guys going to Nike, Adidas, same, you know, just following the same path year after year, but you never had anybody, you know, sign with a brand like Puma, especially they haven't been in the basketball side. So it was shocking to a lot of people, you know, being the first, you know, athlete to on the basketball side to sign with them. But like I said, it's been good so far. We're getting better and better every year with all this stuff. The shoes are different. I think they're doing a great job at adjusting to how you know basketball players play and like the different moves. So they've been tapping into that a little bit more, and they're getting better and better. So man, I'm excited about, you know, the future and where this brand could go.
Outside of basketball, obviously, which is your love, you also have a love of music.
Mm-hmm.
For someone who's not familiar with your music, what is the vibe? Like, if you had to compare yourself to an artist or artists that are out there right now, what is the hybrid of what your music looks and sounds like and feels like? Who are those artists?
I mean, I got a lot of artists that I, you know, listen to and get inspiration from. I mean, Drake is obviously, Drake is Drake.
Six guy.
You know what I mean? Drake is already up there. Nicole, guys like Lil Baby.
So let's get into the future, the end goal, or the ultimate goal with your music. Is it to win a Grammy? Is it to have a number one album, a platinum album?
For me, I've always said since I've started putting more music out, the Grammys is cool. The number ones, being on billboards, those are all goals. But for me personally, my goal when I make a song or if I put a project out is to really just reach somebody in a positive way and, just relate to somebody. You know what I mean? As long as I can reach one person, anytime I drop something, I think my mission is, accomplished.
So you're a real rapper and Shaq does it for fun. So.
Hey, man, wow.
It's true. It is what it is.
Wow.
I keep it real. And, Shaq has a lot of things that are great about him, and that was not one of them. So.
Hey, man, some people like it, some people don't. Some people like it, some people don't.
In the 2018 draft, one of my favorites, it was stacked. Yourself, number 2, Deandre Ayton, number 1. You have Trae Young, Luka, Porter Jr. A lot of those guys have experienced postseason success. You have not. What is that frustration like for you and maneuvering through those emotions as you look towards the future?
I mean, watching the playoffs and not being in the playoffs is itself it creates that fire in me, just wanting to be there and wanting to be in that environment, watching how exciting it looks on TV, just watching how how the world talks about it, how it's that gets me going just watching games. So for me, I think watch especially guys that I know and that I played against and played with on the same teams, doing their things. I love it for them. Like I'm never gonna hate on their success, but at the same time, it's like, all right, like I gotta be up there with these dudes.
Do you feel like the fans and maybe people even within the organization have kind of written you off too soon because you've been dealing with so many injuries?
Absolutely, and that's fine. That's cool. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I know what the big picture and the big goal for me is, and that's to be, one of the greatest players to ever touch the basketball floor, and that's never gonna change. That's my mindset since I started playing basketball, being mentioned with the greats, and I just think it's a little bump in the road.
Well, we gotta talk about the tweet, the infamous tweet that kind of shook NBA Twitter a little bit. Listen, those Twitter fingers be getting people in trouble, but you liked a tweet that, basically, without being verbatim, alluded to the fact of you leaving Sacramento and going elsewhere. Was it an accidental slip? Were you just, upset and in your feelings watching somebody who went in your draft class drop or go for 50 in a playoff game while you're watching them on TV? Or did you genuinely mean that you want to take your talents elsewhere?
I mean, it wasn't an accident. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah.
But my thing is when I sit back and see how people try to flip your words, and if you listen to the podcast, you can see that wasn't like a me versus Trae thing. I love Trae. I love his family. Like I said, that's just the competitor in me when I was watching that game. Again, I'm happy that he's doing that. Like I'm happy that he's showing what he can do, and that's not the problem. It was just, for me, it was just watching it. It's like, damn, I gotta be here. Like I want to be here so bad. Like I liked it. Like it is what it is. I mean, I'm not, going away from it. That's what I did, and that's what it was. But I'm gonna be there one day, and it's gonna be cool though.
And I mean, listen, speaking of your brother, he likes basketball, loves basketball as much as you do, but he's kind of changed things a little bit. He kind of shocked everybody when he withdrew from this year's draft and is going back to ASU. Does that have anything to do with that new NIL that was just passed, or does he just not feel that he's going to go ahead and be drafted in the position that is worthy of his skill set?
I mean, at the end of the day, Marcus is an NBA player. When it's all said and done, and I look at him every day and compete with him one-on-one, playing, working out. He's better than a lot of guys that I'm playing night in, night out.
Is he better than you?
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. But no, he's definitely it's some battles though. I know he's gonna do great things. So I'm not worried about him going to the NBA or it's going to happen because he's that good.
When he eventually does make it into the NBA, you look at some of the other family duos that exist. You look at the Currys, you look at the Holidays, you look at the Lopez brothers. What do you think those battles are going to be like between you and your brother?
Every time we talk about the league, he always says like, when I play you, I'm gonna take off on you, I'm gonna dunk on you, or like just stuff like that. And I'm like, well, stop playing with me. All right, don't do that. Like, stop playing. But we just go back and forth. So I'm definitely looking forward to that moment to where I can actually be on an NBA floor with my brother, because that's something we've always talked about since we were kids in the backyard, my grandpa's house, just shooting. And like, we're gonna go to the NBA one day. Like, we're gonna be there one day. And that'll be the happiest moment of my life to be able to, whether it's on the same team, whether it's against each other, to be on the same NBA floor as my brother. That'll be amazing.
The drippiest athletes in the game. We have some lists that we created, and obviously Dakota's gonna name his winner. It's gonna be Nate. But go ahead. I'll let you start first.
First off,
age before beauty.
First off, look at me, camera. All right? I want to retire the word drip. All right. Let's talk about. We can say like fly. Like someone's like cool, but I don't want to use the word drip anymore. I'm tired of it personally. But
out here trying to reinvent the wheel and stuff. Come on.
To start off, I think CP3 is the best in the game right now. I think he does the best job of like just being comfortable. Like, he could wear some sweats with some Jordan 1s and he could pull it off in a tunnel walk.
Yeah, definitely. I got to give you CP3. So first on my list is going to be Serge Ibaka. And I'm a huge fan of Serge Ibaka for a multitude of reasons, but sticking to his fashion, I think it's really impressive to see someone of his size, of his height, be able to dress the way he does. I mean, his clothes are perfectly tailored, and Serge is never afraid to take a chance, and it works. And it works for you well, Serge. Shout out to you.
She is shooting her shot.
Listen. I'm a professional. I'm not shooting my shot. How dare you? Number 2 on your list.
It would have to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder. I think he's a model playing basketball, for real. He had to collab with Louis Vuitton and the NBA. He modeled for them. He's a face of Converse. And he doesn't try too hard when he's getting dressed. I
got to do number 2. I'm going to go over to Europe a little bit. I'm going to kick it with Lewis Hamilton, Formula One race car driver.
One right there.
He is impeccably dressed. Again, another guy who's not afraid to take chances. He wears colors, he mixes prints. He's in, the top designers, and everything, again, is tailored to perfection. Obviously, he's not the tallest, so that helps also. And his figure, again, he's another slim guy, so it helps with the fit of things. But I just think it's so important, especially, when you're a man, wearing things that fit. Number 3, who's on your list?
I'm going to go with Queen Sue, Sue Bird. She is fly, I think. She reminds me a lot of CP3. Like, she's very comfortable. She doesn't try hard at all. So that's definitely something I like.
And number 3 on my list, probably no surprise. He's been killing it in the fashion game. Probably one of the best dressed NFL players that there is, Odell Beckham Jr. Listen, Odell is impeccably dressed for a sport that has a reputation of not being able to dress very well. And again, this goes back to his fit. This goes back to his size. Again, Odell's not the tallest. He's not the biggest. And that helps in the fashion game. That's my top 3.
This is tough. I'm going to go with Ashley's list
what?
for the diversity of it.
The champ is here.
Listen,
oh my
she
God.
went NBA, NFL, and racing.
But
I would have never
can
thought.
they dress as good as my list, though?
I mean,
it's not about.
I think that's. Everybody has a different perspective on that. Also, what hurt you was you automatically started taking shots at the word drip. Don't take shots at drip. If that's what people are saying, then let people say it.
You got too much dip on your chip, as Cam Newton
All right,
would say.
that is what should be canceled.
Cam Newton
that's
whatever.
That's a bad one.
Too much dip on your chip? Shout out to Cam Newton. Whatever.
That's nasty.
Killer
Anyway,
Cam.
to our last topic, and I think this will be a good one. Is there any place, location, event where it is unacceptable to wear sneakers?
Wear your
Yes.
kicks anywhere.
What?
Wear
No.
your kicks anywhere.
Are you out of your mind?
I am not.
Are you out of your...
Look.
Okay, you're going to go ahead and a relative, somebody passes
Here
away.
we
You're
go.
wearing sneakers to a funeral? The audacity.
This show got mad dark real quick.
The audacity. You'd wear sneakers to a funeral?
No. All right. You can't say, I won't say anywhere, but for like a wedding?
No.
A
No.
bride and groom, if they're really into sneakers, they can wear a pair.
First of all, it's not quite fair because a woman's dress usually, for the most part, covers her footwear. So even if she had sneakers on, you wouldn't know. You
Here we go
recently
again.
got married, and if I remember correctly, you said on this very show, your wife was not having the sneakers with your suit, with your tux for your wedding day.
She wasn't. But if I really wanted to wear them and I like begged her, I'm sure.
Happy wife, happy life. That's all I'm saying.
That was good to pull out the receipts. He did say that.
He did say it.
I did say
On this very
on
show.
this here very show.
Exactly. He did.
That said, I'm still going with Jarrel.
Thank you.
Listen, I just think there are some places you can't wear sneakers. Would you wear sneakers to a job interview?
I would. Come on, being a younger generation now. Like if they kick me out for wearing sneakers, then I don't want to be at this company at all. I do not.
Nah, he bugging. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
you're out of your mind.
No,
You
you
can't do
lying.
that. Listen, play it by ear. You know, if you're going into a job interview, I definitely would not recommend wearing sneakers. Now, if you get that job and their dress code's a little bit different, then maybe you can get away with it. Don't wear sneakers to someone's funeral. Dead or alive, it's disrespectful, okay? Unless the funeral came with instructions and that's the dress code, don't even try to do it. And fellas, for the love of God, 10 minutes down the aisle. Wear some nice shoes that when we show our grandkids these wedding photos one day, you're not wearing shoes that are possibly out of style. Give me some dress shoes, and at the reception, go crazy,
When
do
is
what
the
you want.
Jordan ones ever going to be out of style?
Yo, my
Or the
grandkids,
11s?
I'm like, yo,
What
you
if he's
are
not wearing?
fly.
What if he's not wearing Jordan ones?
Well, then you're not invited.
Just don't do. Listen, just don't do it. That's all
Can
I'm
you
saying.
close the show,
Yeah.
please?
Listen, we could have this debate all day, but we can't because the show is over. So that's that. But we want to go ahead and thank everybody who's been supporting, whether it's a retweet, a comment, a like. We see you. We appreciate you. We love you. And until next time, peace.